Chrissy Freud, USA Today. I wanted to ask you about DJ Lagway and where you view him as being from a mental and mechanical perspective, and what do you think his best attribute is as a quarterback?
Yeah, great question. I think, DJ, obviously, I think last year was kind of forced into the lineup about halfway through the year. And he and I have had this conversation. I think that he didn't have time to think about anything. He was consumed with preparing, being at his best for the team. And then now, after the season, after the bowl game, you get a chance to regroup a little bit. So obviously he's very talented, but I think to me, we're working on the skill level, the fundamentals, the techniques. We're working on improving his knowledge, his overall football IQ, situational football. I think one of the areas he's ahead of the game is as a competitor. I think he's really good on game day. And then I think in general, he has character. I think he's very humble. I think he's really engaged every part of the organization, the way he treats people. So a little more advanced just from a maturity standpoint. I think his humility, his desire to improve, those are the things that stand out to me about DJ.
Front row, left side.
Hey, Coach Jacques Doucet, WAFB in Baton Rouge. Good to see you. What did the LSU win mean to you guys last year in terms of kind of changing the momentum, and now you're on this winning streak? And if I could, a second question, Jack Pyburn, what is LSU getting in him?
Yeah. Look, I think the LSU win came in a pivotal moment. We had kind of limped into Austin there, beat up, played without DJ and a number of defensive players that day. Didn't get the result that we wanted, but we felt like we were back healthy. We had a lot of those guys back for the LSU game. We felt like we played pretty good against Kentucky, Georgia, and now we got the bullets back in the gun and playing at home. So I thought it was absolutely a huge step in the right direction, and I think it just increased the confidence level of the team. And obviously able to win again the next week against Ole Miss. So I just think it increased the belief level of, our guys and what we do and how we do it. I think when your process starts working for the players, when they see the growth as a person, when they see the progress and achievement as a student, when they're getting better as football players, and it's not only working for them as individuals, it's working for the whole team, playing well on the offense, defense, and in the kicking game. I think there's a compound effect to that. And I think the LSU game really was a pivotal moment for our team.
Left side, third row.
Dan Peck, ESPN 106.7 in Auburn. Coach, when you evaluate players in the transfer portal, deciding whether or not they'd be a good fit, is there anything in particular you're looking for, any methods you lean on? Coach Freeze yesterday referenced using personality tests on prospective players. And any sort of methods that you rely on when you're deciding whether or not a player would be a good fit?
Yeah, I think the portal is becoming a little bit easier for us, I think, because we have relationships with a lot of the players. We've evaluated them in the past. We have relationships with them from the past. I do think that we lean on our players in that situation. We try to get the player to campus. We use our veteran players as hosts, and we ask them for input, feedback about are they a good fit. I think that nowadays it's more important than ever to protect, kind of the locker room to some degree, the relationship. So you can screw that up in a hurry if you bring the wrong person into that. So we're hopeful that we are less dependent on the portal going forward. I think maybe we took 5 or 6 this year. That number's going down for us, but we're always going to use it. I think you're always going to have players that you're going to have attrition. You're going to have guys declare for the draft. You're going to have some injuries, and maybe it doesn't work out for some guys. So we lean on our players, and I think that's worked for us. We've been very successful with our portal acquisitions. They've not only been productive on the field, but I think they've also brought an extra dimension to our team from a leadership standpoint.
Right side, second row, and then pass it forward.
Alex Byington on 3. You mentioned earlier, and both your players, Jake and Caleb, mentioned that DJ kind of has a different personality on game day versus the rest of the week. Can you elaborate on that? Just, what do you see when he turns the switch on game day?
Yeah, I think he's got a really unique ability to eliminate the external. I think he can be present. I think he's consumed with playing winning football and doing what he needs to do to help the team win. Just a little different look in his eye. And I think that late in the week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the guys played a lot of football. I think he played in the state of Texas. I think it was a big deal in his community to be the quarterback, to lead the team. And he really took his high school team to unprecedented success and was a leader, was kind of the catalyst for that. So this is just the next stop for him. But I think that's one of the best attributes about him is he's a great game day competitor. And I think the team feeds off of that.
Right side, front row.
Chessa Boucher with NBC 33 in Baton Rouge. You talked about the LSU win a little bit earlier, but what did you see from DJ going in? What wasn't one of his best performances, but he did it on one leg, just the grittiness that you saw from him.
Yeah, I think really a unique challenge for a guy who one of his strengths is his ability to escape, to extend. Oftentimes we'll have some quarterback design runs in the game if he's healthy. So we're asking him to play a little bit different brand of football. But I think he felt like this was an opportunity for him to prove himself and throw from the pocket. I think his stature helped him in the game. I think he was tough to bring down even within the pocket. So, look, the guy is up for the challenge. That's why he came to the University of Florida. And I think, the big thing here is the team around him. I think that they all stepped up and played some of their best football as well.
Left side, front row, and we'll finish with 2 on the third.
Another Louisiana question, if I could, Coach. I'm just curious your thoughts on your replacement with the Cajuns, Desimo. They had a nice bounce-back season last year, and I just want to know if you kind of watch them from afar, even though you're very busy in Gainesville.
Yeah, no, I was extremely proud of Mike and the staff and the team, the administration, that community as a whole. And you knew in the transition, they lost a lot of really good players. But you knew they would reboot and evaluate, recruit, and get that thing right back where it needs to be. So, yeah, and look, if they don't have injuries at quarterback, they may be winning again, So Mike is a phenomenal leader. He's got a great heart, cares about young people, and he has a different level of passion and care for that institution and that community because he's one of them, right? And I think that's what separates what's happening there. So he'll continue to have success. He's got a great administration, and he's got a great group of coaches around him.
On the end.
Coach, Steve Spurrier Jr. joined the staff as an analyst this offseason. Just the thoughts behind that move, and also any interactions or stories with Coach Spurrier Sr., who obviously has a huge legacy at the University of Florida.
Yeah, no, Steve's been a great addition to the staff. Steve's an accomplished coach. He has great experience in the SEC and the NFL. He's coached some great players. And I think he's got a good understanding of the DNA of the University of Florida. And obviously, Coach Spurrier has been around. It's all, what an incredible resource for the head ball coach. To be able to greet recruits and speak to the recruits on the official visit, to get a phone call from him on Sunday morning with some wisdom and insight and some comments on the game. That's one of the things that makes our place special is there's been some of the all-time greats, right? The most iconic coaches in all of sport have been at the University of Florida. A guy that played, coached. So he cares deeply for the place. He wants the place and the football program to have success. So it's always great to have him around.
Final question on the aisle.
Good afternoon, Coach. AP Stedham of AP as we see it. Coach, what do you want to bring forward from last year that your team did well, and then the additions for this year?
Yeah, I think we want to continue to play championship caliber defense. I think that was a big piece of the puzzle relative to our success. I thought we really, from Central Florida on, I thought we played at a high level. We took the ball away. We created havoc, TFLs and sacks, and then I thought we played really good red zone defense. Special teams was an area where we were really, really good last year. We were number 2 in about 3 different composite rankings nationally. And then obviously we need to keep playing complementary football and build around a great a veteran O-line and a really good group of skill to go along with DJ in year 2. So the number one thing that we established last year is that we can go toe-to-toe with anybody. And I think that confidence, that belief, that swagger, kind of getting back to Florida football, when, they could beat anybody on any given day.
BetOnline continues to be your number one source for all your sports betting action. And with baseball in full swing and football season right around the corner, BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, and scores, even live in-game betting. From MLB, UFC to tennis and NFL futures, BetOnline remains your choice for sports wagering information. In between games, head over to the BetOnline Casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. Head to the website today and take advantage of their industry-leading VIP program with level-up bonuses and weekly cash boosts. BetOnline, the game starts here.